once you start to learn the idea of how to use these brushes, they start to become more and more powerful. So um, if I go to new, this menu and then new, so I'm going to close out of here. I did that very quickly. It's just a habit. But if I click on the menu and then new brush, there's all these options here, but there's ones that are not selected right now. And the reason why it's not selected is I want to use this scatter brush right now, but I can't select it until I highlight this. This is the object that I want to be in my scatter brush. So it's made up of circle, another circle, and a star. So I just took a couple shapes that were over here and I stacked them on top of each other. And so now that I have those three images, those three objects selected, I can go to new brush and I want to go to scatter brush. So that's available now. So that's the brush that I want. I'll hit OK. And now I can give it a name. I'm just going to call this red star. Since that's in the middle, I'm giving my brush a name. And then from here, I'm going to start picking, I want them to be bigger or smaller. How spaced out do I want? And I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm going to just hit OK because I know that anything that I create in here, I can later change it. So I'm just going to hit OK just to see what I got. Now I have this new brush here that I want to apply to this path. So I'm going to click on that, and now I have this brush applied to the path, which doesn't look real crazy amazing. So now I want to go back to in edit mode so I can edit my brush. So I'm going to double click. It's in my brushes panel. To get to the brushes panel, if it's missing, window brushes. But it's in my brushes panel, so I'm going to double click on this brush that I have. This time I want to hit this preview button, which wasn't available before. So if I click on size and it's fixed, all of them are going to be this size now, and it's flowing on a path. I can space them out a little bit. So now you can see there's more of them and they have less space between them. I can scatter them along the line so they're kind of far away from the line, or I can get them closer to the line or farther away. I really don't scatter very much, so I'm going to just leave that as 0%. And I forgot to save it, so I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to adjust these some more, especially the spacing. That's where it really, I'm going to keep the scatter at 0. This time I'm going to rotate, and what it does is it rotates these stars at 63 degrees from where they were, but I can do random. So now they're all kind of doing their own rotation. It's nice because you can kind of see what everything is doing. So now I have a scatter brush that's aligned here, and I have less because I changed the spacing a little bit. I can make them bigger or smaller. So all of these, you can kind of play with it. Once you get it in there, I'm going to apply to the strokes, and now I have my scatter brush. So it's a brush that goes along a path, and then it's just scattered along that path.